What's up, y'all? Welcome to our YouTube channel, Africans Talk Football. Appreciate your guys' continued support. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you.
Welcome back to another episode of Africans Talk Football, where we bring you fresh soccer news highlighting the Africans and African Americans who have seen success in the sport. We're also going to bring you news from our favorite teams in the Premier League, as well as informing you on other European leagues and soccer news worldwide. Whether this is episode 1 or you've been rocking with us from the beginning, just want to say thank you to all of our friends and supporters. My name's Cornelius. I'm going to be one of your hosts. I'm joined by my boys here. Gabriel, how you feeling tonight?
I got on blue today. That's how I'm feeling, man. Salam, how you feeling, bro?
Good, man. I actually got on blue too. Cornelius, looks like you do as well. How are you feeling?
I guess we're all feeling blue today. Oh, that's crazy. No, we didn't even play. I didn't even notice that till you said that. That's actually funny. Well,
Mike has that Chelsea blanket over him.
You already know he's snug in that Chelsea blue. I don't think Mike ever is not wearing blue. Now that I think about it,
Mike's always crippin', man.
I've only seen Mike.
Yeah.
Facts.
Actually, no gang affiliation at all.
Yeah.
Mike
the only thing he's affiliated to is Chelsea. That's about it, bro. He is a Chelsea through and through. But no, man. We got a lot to get into today, especially when it comes to our teams. There was a lot of movement in the top 4 this week. I kind of want to start there, and then we'll get into our teams. But the top 4 was very, very interesting this week. Liverpool managed to be the only team to get 3 points. We saw some teams in the top 4 shift around a lot. And so kind of just wanted to highlight, first and foremost, Nottingham Forest, man. 3rd place currently right now, sitting on 19 points, right behind City with 23 points, and then Liverpool with 25 points in 1st place. I know we've been talking about Brighton because Brighton has seen some success, but I want to actually talk about Mike because I think it was one of his highlights of the week a few weeks ago. He talked about Nottingham Forest, and he said, this team has Premier League players. They've had players that were at, the top clubs, Chelsea, Arsenal, Manchester United. When you look at their front 3, their attacking players, when you look at their midfield, they have young players as well in Hudson-Odoi and Elanga. And whatever they're doing over there is working. They haven't managed to really drop points at all this year. They have 5 wins, 4 draws, and 1 loss. We played them earlier in the year. Chelsea did. It was a 1-1 draw. So, how do y'all feel about Nottingham Forest? Do y'all see them like really, really making any noise, or do you think it's kind of just early in the year success right now?
Early in the year success, they'll have their what did Spurs do last year when they went undefeated for like 12 matches or something? Or,
it was like the first 7 games. 8 games.
There's I remember a couple years back. There's a year like Southampton was going crazy for a couple. Come on, like they're a good team, yes, 100%, but the table's going to shake out how it's supposed to. They might be in that. I think they'll be in that fighting for Europe. Maybe they might be in that 8 between 6 and 9. Those rankings, but that's good for Nottingham Forest. For a team that's been fighting relegation and such. So yeah, no, I think they'll taper off. Great team, but they'll taper off, man.
Yeah, they've been fun to watch. Definitely a team that I don't know. I feel like it's hard not to root for them, especially considering that a lot of their players we're kind of familiar with. You look at Hudson-Odoi's goal today, man, that's like vintage Caltech. So down the road, I don't know. A lot of these guys, man, I feel like are still good to play for some of our teams. I think it's just part of it is just timing. Morgan Gibbs-White, that's another guy in a few years.
My guy, shout out Gibbs-White.
Yeah, I don't see him going in there, staying there for very long. But even you're getting the most out of Chris Wood. Shout out to him. No disrespect, but you're making that work with Awoyoni too, the Nigerian striker. But Not trying to take anything away from them this week, but I think that they definitely took advantage of a not so great West Ham team at the moment. Um, and I really don't think that that's a reflection on the players, because I do think that the players, they have the players to compete. Um, I don't know, man. I feel like something there has got to change. So like, you start to, kind of look at the situation and see, like, what could change. I know what I would do. I guess all I could say is they have the players to compete. They got talented players. They've had a busy transfer window in the summer, but um, I think something up top needs to change.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just looking at their games this year so far, they beat Liverpool September 14th. They drew against Brighton. They drew against Chelsea. Their one loss is to Fulham. I mean, they're taking advantage of what comes to them week to week. They're showing that they can beat a team like Liverpool. They've shown that against a team that's tattered like West Ham, they won't shy away from going up 3-0. So I feel like this team is one of those hipster teams that'll be fighting right around the European spot. Gabriel, I agree. I don't think they'll be top four, but I think they could be higher than. I think they could be around 5 or 6. I think it's definitely feasible for them, considering again they're only in domestic competition. As long as they can stay healthy, they only have 1 or 2 games a week possibly. And again, like we said, they've been firing. And what stands out to me is 14 goals for and only 7 against through 10 weeks. So defensively, they're sound. They're not really getting scored on. And they've played teams like Liverpool. They played teams like Chelsea, and they've managed to get out, with clean sheets or better. So it's for them, it's a good start to the year. I'll say that a quarter into the season, they look very, very good. So just a team to look out for. A team that really we've been looking at, I think, but had a huge, huge loss today was Aston Villa. They played before Chelsea, so I actually did get up and I watched all of that match. And man, I don't know what to say. It was it was unexpected. I think we kind of all shocked. Even the pundits and the commentators were a little like baffled during second half. But Villa looked very, very good first half. Amadou. I mean, I don't know how much I texted in the group chat. I said this man is just bossing the midfield.
Yeah.
The guy was bossing the midfield. I mean, box to box, intercepting passes, winning it back, then going from my box to your box, step over, getting the ball off 1-2 in the middle. It looked like, bro. I mean, I was texting with Rashad. He said, bro, he looks like vintage Pogba right now. He looked really, really good, and they scored off a set piece, a corner. Morgan Gibbs, or not Morgan Gibbs, Morgan Rogers, and first half they looked really good. They go into the half up 1-0. Second half, Morgan Rogers gets a little injury. He has to come off. They put on John Duran for him. And it was very interesting because when Morgan, like when he came off, he looked like they did a close up on his face and he was like, "What are you taking me off for?" That's what it looked like. His mouth said it. He looked visibly frustrated because I think he had more left in the tank, but because of the injury that he had to get pulled off and Duran was already warming up. They didn't know how serious it was, but whatever. Duran comes on at about the 60th minute. They make Ange Postecoglou makes a few adjustments, and shout out to Dominic Solanke, but he just takes over. I don't know what happened, but from about that 60-minute on, that substitution, Solanke just had a switch flip, and game ends 4-1. 2 goals from Solanke. Matters ends with a 94th minute free kick. Brennan Johnson just looked really, really good as well. I think he had their 4th goal.
He had the first goal.
He had the first goal that scored. Yeah, you're right. He had the first goal, and then Solanke 2, and then Matters at the end. I mean, that team, it's weird because that Tottenham team has all the pieces to be good. They have a lot of pieces, and even I said in one of the in like a high school soccer group chat. I said Kulusevski, he looked really good in the first half, but there was nobody combining with him. It was just him against all of Villa, and you can't do it by yourself. But second half, I don't know what Ange said to them, but it was honestly inspiring to see them mount that comeback. And at home, their fans were behind it. Once they scored that second goal, they had the belief that they could go and score 3 and 4. And I don't know, it was weird to see Villa kind of collapse like that because they've looked so good. I mean, just last week we were gassing Unai Emery, calling him, one of probably the second best manager in the league. So for this match to happen, it was kind of eye opening. Like, okay, everybody can get got. You know what I'm saying? Like there are good teams in the league, and if you look at the top 10 teams right now, it's a tight race. Between 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think there's only like 2 or 3 points. So it's a very, very, very tight race right now. But I don't know, Gabriel. I know you were able to watch the match. Your thoughts?
I don't know. Tottenham got it done. I think I think once Brennan Johnson got the first goal after like 4 minutes in the first half, I was like, "Oh, this game's on." Because I mean, they're at home. It's a new stadium. It's loud in there. So once he got the first goal, they had the belief, and then Solanke around 60 minutes got the second, and once they scored the second, it was over. I was like, "Yeah, they're not coming back." Um, so, shout out that team. They did what they were supposed to do. Got a dub against, a top 4 team, dating back to last year. So kudos to them, man. I'm not putting too much stock in it, but they're doing things that other teams that we consider high up on the table aren't doing right now. So shout out to them.
Yeah, I just wanted to say shout out Brennan Johnson, man. I feel like since he had you know he had to deal with a lot of stuff. I feel like at the beginning of the season for maybe not his best game, being racially abused, and I feel like since that moment, whatever that midweek game he scored in, ever since then, I feel like he's been in a good run of form. So shout out Brennan Johnson, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, the kid's good, man. The kid is good. I don't know what it is, but they got a spark plug in that guy. And just like Gabriel said, he scored early, and it gave them the belief.
It's quick.
Yeah, like he's very dangerous. I think this team can stick around. I honestly think this is the first Tottenham team that I've looked at, and I'm like, you guys don't rely on Son anymore. They don't rely on Madison, and in years past they've had to. Even with Kulusevski and some of these other guys, like they've had to rely on they've had to rely on Son, I feel like. And this year, I think they don't necessarily have to rely on those two guys. Again, I'm not saying they don't need those guys to play well for them to be successful,
Yeah.
but they have a Solanke now. They have a Brennan Johnson now. They have guys that can also kind of do their own thing when Son isn't playing the best. Because I think in the first half, Son, I texted somebody and I was like, look, Son's getting locked down. Matty Cash had him locked down. And it was just, okay, well, nothing's happening on the left side. We're going to try Kulusevski on the right side. And I think Ange saw that and was like, look, let's not try to force it down one side. Let's kind of just work it through the middle and see what opens up. And I don't know, they got the early goal, and after that, it was a wrap. So for me, this team it's not like the Spurs team I look at and say, okay, this is just a squad that we're going to run over. I think this team can stick around. And I don't want to say top 4 because, top 4 is harsh or is going to be tough this year, but this team will be around, I think. But looking again at the top 4, we saw a lot of shifts, and a team that's been top 4 all year and now finally, whether it be alphabetically or not, have managed to fall into the 5th spot, and that is Arsenal. As tradition goes, if you lose this week, you go first. Newcastle, tough 1-0 loss, early goal by Isak, and I believe the entire game they had chances. You know, it was kind of back and forth the Newcastle match, but Gable, your take on it, and this dip in form is kind of new to you guys over the last couple of years. I think this has probably been the worst start through 10. I mean, I haven't looked at the numbers, but your last 2 years, you guys started off very, very hot, especially 2 years ago. So, you know, through the first 10 matches, sitting on 18 points, 5 wins, 3 draws, 2 losses. Kind of your take through the first 10.
It's bad. It's horrible. I think I'm gonna go on a limb. I want to put this one on Arteta. Um, yeah, we can talk about the players and performances and things like that, but um, I think that Arteta didn't set us up right. I don't know how many times I have to come on this podcast and say, anytime that we put Partey in right back, just bet against us. Simple as that. Just bet against us, bet the other team to draw, win, whatever the case may be, because we're not going to get a result. It hasn't worked. Hasn't worked since last year when we tried it. He continues to try it, to play with 3 DMs. It's not working. Why is Ben White sitting on my bench? Maybe it's a knock reason. I know he's been injured and had some injury issues early in the season, but to see Partey start in the right back role when we have Ben White available, it just doesn't make sense to me. Especially against a Newcastle team that has pacey wingers, that has they have good players on the wing. Just simple as that. They have good players on the wing. Why are we putting a defensive mid at right back? Also, why are we disrupting the flow of Rice and Partey in the middle with each other? I don't know why. I don't know why. If it's not broke, don't fix it. Last season when we finally got Partey back and he was able to play in the 6th role with Declan Rice and the 6 and 8, it looked great. Why now are we switching it up all of a sudden? And these players are available. So if you're available, it means you're available to play 90 minutes. If you're in the team sheet, that's what it says to me. You're available to play 90 minutes. Why is Thomas Partey starting? I don't want to put too much stock into the Ethan Nwaneri thing because I know I've said a lot about it, but also I'm done with Trossard in this fake 10 role. It's useless. He's useless there. It makes no sense. It doesn't work. Why? I don't get it. We weren't set up in the best way to win this match. I believe that from the start, and I mean it showed, man. We have no creativity. It looks slow. It looks lethargic. It looks like everything is just going through Saka's side. Everything is forced down our right side. Our left side is dead. It looks bad, man. It looks poor, and this is where we're at in the table. Not only reflects exactly who we are as a team and how we're performing as a team, but now for me, it's like how City and us and City were the top 2 teams. Now it's Liverpool and City are the top 2 teams. We're in the mix now. We're in that. There was a top 3. Now there's a top 2, and then there's 3 through 8, 9 right now. Yeah,
3 through 9, 3 through 9.
Everyone else is on
points.
18 points, 19 points, 17 points. We're in that tier right now. We're in the B tier. We're not in the A tier or the super class or the super tier. I would call that the super tier, the 1 and 2 right now. We're in the A tier. It's poor. It looks bad. I don't know. I don't know what it's going to take, and I think it's just him being so stubborn on some of his ideas that he wants to make work so much. And it's like, bro, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. What did we figure out last season? Kai Havertz in the midfield doesn't work. Just get him out unless it's absolutely necessary. We don't need to put him there. 100%. There's no need to put him there. Facts. So if we figure this out last season with Kai Havertz, not in his preferred position, great. Last season we tried Partey in the right back role in preseason. We tried it during the season. It never worked. Every match we either lost or drew. It never worked. Why, when we're in the beginning of the season, these are crucial matches. We're going against a Newcastle team that I want to say they're in the best of form, but we know how hard it is to play at. This is St. Mary's, right? Is that St. Mary's or
St. James.
St. James? Sorry, I always get them confused. Yeah, St. James Park. You know how difficult it is to play in Newcastle. Why are we putting a right back or a DM at right back? In a lineup that's proven to never work for us, away from home, in one of the toughest environments to play in the Prem. So, no, I put this solely on Arteta. This lineup was trash. I personally knew we were probably going to lose just from the lineup. I looked at it and I instantly just knew. I was just disgusted. I was like, this is going to be a disgusting day, and it proved to be so. And now we're in the position that we're what 7 points off. What it's 25 points Liverpool have right now. Yeah. So we're 7 points off top, which is concerning, extremely concerning. And we have tough matches coming up. We have a Champions League match with Inter coming up soon. We have a match with Chelsea, I believe, next week. So
West London, baby.
He doesn't really have a lot of time to figure it out, but he needs to figure it out ASAP because we have a tough run of matches coming up, and you lose another match or two in the Prem, and it's looking even more dim than I think it already does. So, I'm utterly disgusted by my team right now, to say the least.
It's it's interesting. I wanted to kind of expand on something that you had said earlier. Because I agree in large parts. I feel like Arteta is responsible for this. I mean, always the manager is always responsible, right? But I watched this game and like even just hearing you talk, like a few things, like one big word just kind of sticks out to me, and that's like trust, right? Like the trust that he has, or should we say like the lack of trust that he has for some players, it's very interesting.
It makes no sense. In the instant trust that he has in certain players, like why are we breaking up Moreno and Rice?
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like you're not even expanding off of partnerships. Like when honestly, I feel like some of the best I've seen Declan Rice has been when Partey's been there with him, and then I get it. Okay, you want to put Partey in the back, let him invert, but it's like you need Partey there, especially considering that you don't have Odegaard there. Ben White, I mean, he hasn't. I don't know. I don't follow them as much as you do, but I feel like I haven't really seen him at all, like much.
He's been like, in and out with injuries, and Timber started the year.
Yeah.
But my thing is, look, past 2 seasons, we've had a pretty secure 11. You kind of can know our strongest 11 from the jump, right? The past 2 seasons, we didn't win anything, but finished second. Very high point totals in all categories and everything like that. Why now are we deciding to change and switch that formula that has gotten us to this place? I don't get it. Even with the additions of these new players, if Ben White is on our bench, we're messing up partnerships. Like we're messing up the chemistry of our team at this point. Rice just got used to playing with Partey because Partey's always injured. So now that he's getting used to playing with Partey and everything's not fine and dandy, Moreno comes in. Now Moreno's playing there. He's not used to playing with Moreno. This is a completely new player to the entire team. He's been with Partey for some time now. Now we what is it called? We have Timber back. Yes, Timber's great. We love Timber. I think that's known. But we're messing up a partnership with Rice and Saka that's been a great partnership over the past couple of years. Amazing partnership since they both started with each other. So why are we messing up these partnerships?
Yeah.
Why are we messing with the formula that got us to this point? And now you're tinkering with the formula, and now we're regressing.
And that's the word I was going to say. The tinkering. It's like you don't. And then again, back to trust. It's like you trust Havertz in the midfield. You don't really have that striker there, and it's like you don't. obviously, like, when the game is in the situation that he was in, when you're down, you really get to, as a manager, I feel like you really show your cards by the decisions that you make
Yeah,
when you're
100%.
making subbing. So it's like you don't really trust Sterling all like that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
No.
why
Clearly.
you need an attacker? You know what I'm saying?
Clearly.
Why is Ben White like? You know what I'm
I could have
saying?
told you that.
Like that's just like. But again, it's like this. You
And
really get to see. When you look at his decisions, you see where his
yeah,
trust.
I see you are. Yeah, exactly. 100%. Like I'm surprised that Jorginho didn't start.
I mean, yeah, like
When
yeah,
we looked 10 times better when Jorginho, as soon as he touched the pitch, we looked 10 times better.
yeah.
10 times better. As soon as Ben White came on, Jorginho came on, immediately looked better. Immediately.
So let me ask you this.
No, go ahead.
Let me ask you this. So sorry to cut you off. I just wanted to ask because obviously the internet's gonna internet, right? But like, let's say you guys don't win this year. Say you don't win the Premier
It's just
League.
looking like we won't, bro.
Say you don't win the Champions League either. Say you round of 16, you get knocked out, quarterfinal, semifinal, you get knocked out. Kind of, where does that leave you with the situation? You know what I'm saying? Because I just feel like you guys are in a very unique
You're
and
going backwards.
interesting situation.
You're
Well,
going backwards.
it's not even so much that I feel like you guys are going backwards. I just feel like when I look at
They
the
are, though.
situation, well, it's like the players are growing. It's very dangerous when you feel as if you're outgrowing a situation, though. But when you look at the club as well, too, they've also outgrown where they were, though. Arsenal went to being one of the most bantered teams in the Premier League to all of a sudden being like, yo, we didn't see, what happened 2 years ago. We didn't see that coming. And then going into last year, it was like, okay, we go again. This year was the year that it's like, okay, now, like, that window, like, we should be there. I don't know. Like, where do you see you guys going, like, if it doesn't kind of work out this year? Do you think
Bro,
that there will be changes?
I think I don't think there'll be changes from a managerial standpoint or like it's upper management. I don't think there'll be a change.
Mhm.
I don't think there really, like I said, I don't think there'll be a change of personnel. I really don't think there'll be much of a change if we don't win this year. I'll be very surprised if personnel and upper management changes. I think with this team, including this year, we have one more year with this team. If we don't win this year, we have one more year with the summer, whoever we add, whoever we get rid of, whatever. We have one more team with the core guys of this group. If we don't win anything this year, we don't win anything 25, 26 season, I guarantee you some of our core players are going to leave.
Yeah.
I can guarantee it. I think Saliba will be out the door. I think people will be. I think that will probably be one of Saka's last years at Arsenal. Like I wholeheartedly believe that our best players will start getting handpicked by the teams that are winning trophies and going deep into Champions League and things of that sort. This is a results-based business, as we all know. Ten Hag, as we just saw, got sacked not too long ago for not getting results. You said that, oh, you want to get us to glory and this and the third. You have failed to get us over the hump. I don't think necessarily this is a regress because the progress that we've made is so substantial. Like I don't think we're regressing as a team. I think if like we're not regressing as a team, as an organization, as a club, but is the question will be, is Arteta the guy to get us over the hump? Are you the guy to get us? It's the same question Tottenham's asking Ange. Can you get us a trophy? Can you get us over the hump to get a trophy? We've been in Champions League finals. We've been in
That's a good
Carabao
point.
Cup finals. We've been in
That's a
FA
good
Cup
point.
finals. We've been in finals, but we haven't had a manager to get us over the hump. We've won things. We haven't won the Champions League, but we've won everything else. Now we haven't won anything in a long time. Are you the guy to get us over the hump over the past 20 years to win a Prem? Are you the guy to get us over the hump to get us a Champions League, something that we've never done before? Are you that guy? And if he doesn't answer the question over the next 2 years, yeah, these players will get handpicked and leave. And then his managerial position will start to get questioned as well. is getting questioned. For me, is getting questioned after this season. Yeah, you've gotten us to an amazing point, but there's some managers that there's only so much you can truly do.
Yeah.
There's only so there you have this height, you have this limit with this club, and you got us to this point, and thank you for your services. You've revamped everything that you about this club that you said you're going to do, and this and the third, but you might not be the guy to get us over the hump. And right now, what he's proving 10 matches through is that I don't know if he's going to get us over this hump this season. I don't see it right now. And this is not just from our play, and this is not just from our record and this and the third. These are from just decisions that I'm seeing him make. Being stubborn, bro. I told you guys week 3, he's being stubborn, not playing Nwaneri. What if Odegaard goes down? Go back to our tapes and watch. I said this. What if one of these guys go down? What if our important players go down? Who's going to step up and be in that role? Don't get the minutes now. Boom. Now we're in this situation. So it's stubborn decisions, man. Trying to push agendas that we know don't work. Why? If something, you have to, as a manager, you should know when to pivot. If I see Partey in the right back again, bro, I'm gonna join this. I'm gonna join the boycott, bro. Feel me, bro. It's gonna be bad, bro. It's gonna be an issue. I'm not that far yet, Salam, but it's gonna be an issue, bro. I don't want to see Partey at right back for the rest of the time he has an Arsenal shirt on, bro. Unless it's the last option that we have. We have healthy right backs and left backs all over our bench. We have Lewis Skelly that can play there. We have Zinchenko. We have Timber. We have Ben White. Why are we playing Partey in the right back role?
Yeah, that's right.
It makes no sense, man. It pisses me off so much. So much.
I feel
what are you doing? It's like Salam. Honestly, it's for me, it's like Mazarawi at the 10.
I was about to say that.
These are 10 odd type decisions, bro. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, seriously, this is
so he looks at you and goes, well, we played very well. I saw him.
He's like, nah, bro.
Like, come on, bro. Like, come
I have
on,
to
man.
Run up on you.
These are the decisions that will get you fired. Wow, no, seriously, these are exactly the decisions. These stubborn decisions. These you want to be so tactically, bro. Yeah. We have a formula. It's worked.
You didn't see him in training.
Yeah, like, come on, like, bro. I'm not hearing none of that, man. Listen, bro. These Arteta, go ahead. Keep putting Partey at right back. You want to lose your job? This is exactly how you do it. Yeah. Simple as that. Keep putting Partey at right back. This is exactly how you're going to lose your job. This is exactly how you're going to have fans turn against you. It's just that simple. I hope someone can pull up the stats. Every time Partey started at the right back position, I don't think we've won one match. I don't think we've won not once. It's almost like as bad as when we wear the all white kits every year against the knife violence in London. Yeah. And shout out, it's a great cause, a beautiful thing. I love it.
Y'all be getting knifed up,
but we be getting smacked up in those kits every time we play.
Yeah,
y'all haven't had
carving through y'all, right? For real.
No, it'll happen later in the season.
Maybe carving through y'all for real.
Lock of the week.
Just win or draw the other team. It doesn't matter.
Y'all might as well put Partey right back.
Seriously, no joke, man. So yeah, man. To wrap up, man, I'm very disappointed in my manager, and how he's set up, and these stubborn decisions. And these are the decisions that will continue to hinder our team from growing, and then hinder our team from achieving goals that obviously not only the team knows, but the world knows that we've set out to go and do. So I think that it might get worse before it gets better. I don't know what this upcoming week looks like for us, if I'm being completely honest. The Prem doesn't look great right now. So I hope that we can somehow, I think, just kind of forecasting, I think we always play Chelsea at a time when we need 3 points. And in years past, we've been able to get 3 points. So I hope we can use this as motivation, and a big game can get us going. And then maybe that'll kickstart this, this second quarter of the season for us. But yeah, it looks horrendous right now. It looks atrocious. I want them to throw up watching this match. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's it's big when you start getting injuries and then start getting a dip in form, because it's tough when you don't have your leaders in the best place when you're trying to dig yourself out of a hole. So it's, it is what it is, but we'll see. In these upcoming matches, hopefully you can get a bounce. Hopefully it gets Inter. I don't think it'll be against us. But getting into Chelsea, 1-1 draw against Manchester United today at Old Trafford. It was a Super Sunday. It was crazy because I didn't realize that they called it Super Sunday, but at halftime I saw a graphic go across that said Super Sunday, and I was like, that's correct. The Tottenham Aston Villa game was straight fireworks, and then that leads into game of the week, Chelsea versus Manchester United. Every time we play, I always expect a draw. And honestly, like when shout out Gerard, I watched the match with one of my homies from Cleveland Heights High School, fellow Heights High Tiger on the soccer field as well, fellow coach with me as well. So we watched the game together, and like when when they scored, he said, luckily we got that penalty because I don't know if we would have scored any other way. And that's kind of how I felt. That's truly how I felt about the match. That we played well. I think we played well enough to win the match, but also there were spots where we look a little, like we could have lost. Reece James, I want to say he played a very, very good game. But there were two spots in the match where he did things that he could have turned into potential goals for United. And so I love seeing him back on the pitch. Don't get me wrong. I love seeing Reece back on the pitch, but I know he wants to do the things that he used to be able to do, but I just need him to play a little bit more simply. Because on the defensive side, he was locking people up. There was a point where Garnacho was on the right side, and they had to switch him and Rashford because he wasn't getting anything off. And I love seeing that. I love seeing that in the first half. The manager has to make adjustments because whatever he initially thought ain't going. Like, yeah, you thought Garnacho was going to be off. No, that's not going. Go switch him over to Gusto's side. So I love seeing, adjustments like that mid-game. It shows me that Reece, he's getting back to where he used to be. But there was a point in the first half where he tried to make a long ball through the middle, gets intercepted, and that starts a counterattack. There's a ball where he kind of gets lost and he doesn't know where the defender is. And now that, they have a chance to cross the ball in and score. So not to be too critical on Reece James, because that's my captain. You know how much love I got for the kid. That's my academy youth. That's, I feel like he's like, if I lived over there, he'd be one of my boys. We kind of like the same things, anime, fashion, all that stuff. This is my guy. But when you're on the pitch, I need you to be captain. I need the guys to be able to rely on you if you wear that armband. And for today, for the most part, I can say that he did. I really liked what I saw today. There's a lot I could talk about for the game, but it just shows that we're not fully there yet. We're a top 4 team, as the table shows today. I've always said that this year I think we'll be fighting for top 4. I think we're right around the 5 spot, like just where I think we are as a team right now. And games like today show me that we just don't have that bite like I want us to have. We don't have what it takes to go ahead and just smash and grab. When we scored that equalizer 3 minutes after, the penalty, I look at Gerard, I said, this looks like a smash and grab, bro. It's 74 minutes. We got 15 minutes to go at you, and I fully expected us to go at them. And then, we take off Lavia and we take off, and then we substitute, we bring on Enzo, and we bring on Mudryk. And when I see Mudryk and Enzo come on, I kind of like drop my shoulders a little bit. Like, that's not who I would love to see right now. I want to see Nkunku. Why is Nkunku not getting time in these big matches, bro? It's so frustrating for me because I want to see him in the pitch in these big matches because he's scoring when we play him in the Carabao. He's scoring when we play him in the FA. He's scoring when we play him in the Conference League. And then I think that he can potentially give me a 20, 30-minute run in the Prem. And he's nowhere to be found. And we bring on Mudryk, who I know has pace and I know is But for me, it's like, bro, I need a goal right now. I don't need someone that has pace and is going to combine. I need someone who I can rely on for a goal. And, I kind of got deflated. And, the 1-1 draw, I'll take it. It's a tough Old Trafford. They went up and we had to equalize. So it shows me that not only do the boys have what it takes, but these guys can go and play in tough environments and still hold their heads high. And I'm gonna give it to Salam after I say this statement here, but Caicedo might be the best center mid in the league, bro. This is the best game he's had in a Chelsea shirt, and if he continues to play like this, oh God, because we all talked about Caicedo last year. When we saw him at Brighton a few years ago, this is the Caicedo we saw. And we're like, bro, if this dude develops and he goes to a top 4 team and then he ends up coming to a very tumultuous Chelsea, he doesn't have the best first year. I was critical of him. And then this year he starts to put together like really, really good games. But if this is the Caicedo that's going to play for the rest of the 28 matches we have in the league, I'm telling y'all right now, be very, very, very afraid, because this was the best match I've seen in a Chelsea blue. And I literally was looking at Gerrard like, bro, he's scoring now? No, like this is the player I'm gonna be gassing. This is the same way I gas Cole Palmer. If this Caicedo shows up, it's gonna be a issue for the league. I'm saying that right now on wax, because I know we got the draw and I was a little upset, but I was so excited in that individual performance. I was shocked, bro. It was so good from top to bottom. The entire 90 minutes, that was the best player on the pitch. And Salam, like, you can say what you got to say, but for me, I just wanted to end there.
I'm salty that you had this realization against us. I'm salty that we were the team that
I don't know what, yeah,
made you believe that Caicedo is the best center mid in the. Even Mike, I think, would be disappointed.
Man, bro, you're tripping, dude.
Well, actually, no, because Mike would probably say Enzo is, even though we
but I mean,
he can't even get on the field.
But Salam, this is the thing for me, bro. Like, I know the intangibles there. I know
I
know
told
the
you.
talent's
I told
there.
you how I feel about Caicedo.
But last year I saw an entire season of it not clicking, of me seeing spurts here, but then not there. Yeah. But then defensively you're good here, but then offensively, like, bro, it's just a 10-yard pass. Why is it? And for me, I'm like, bro, why is it not clicking? And sometimes players go into different situations and it just doesn't. Like, we've seen it multiple times, bro. It's not that I ever didn't believe in the talent. I knew the talent was there, but for us, it just wasn't there. So this season, I've been saying Caicedo looks good. Caicedo looks good. Caicedo looks good. But this game today, like, and I don't want to take over your time, but bro, today he showed like, no, I'm going to take over a game and I'm going to be the best player on the pitch and I'm going to do everything. Like, he was the best player on the pitch. And this is the first game for me that he's shown that.
I think he's in regards to his slow start, I mean, he plays a tough position. I think that he's also very well-rounded. So sometimes, if he is having a good offensive game, he may not be, doing everything may not be perfect defensively, but you're right. Like, he's definitely figuring that out, and he's definitely amongst the top. Is he the best? I mean, currently. I mean, I guess before I get into United, to just kind of elaborate on that point, when I think of the top center mids right now in the Premier League, I think of he's in there, Caicedo.
I agree. I wouldn't say one, but today showed me he's definitely up there with the best.
I think of Gravenberch. I think Gravenberch is also having a quiet season. Is he better than Caicedo? To me, no. I think Caicedo just does a little bit more defensively. Other than that, I mean, you know what? This may be a shout, but one center mid that I really like is Baleba from Brighton.
Right. Yep,
he's nice. Super nice.
I agree.
We'll put a pin on that, but in regards to the Chelsea game and versus Chelsea, I just felt as if both teams exhibited poor displays of how a defense should look. I just felt like the game was open. I mean, it was entertaining to watch. Definitely, it was end to end, especially in the first half. I mean, it was like you had a chance, we had a chance. You had a chance, we had two chances. Now you have three chances. You're hitting and everybody. I mean, everybody did their part. Obviously, I mean, it was a good game. Um, I think from the United perspective, one thing that I was, I guess, happy to see is that obviously these players seem a little bit up for it. They seem a little bit more energy. They seem to kind of have a little bit more continuity. Um, Definitely doesn't really look like we still have a plan by any means. I mean, they just look a little bit more together in a sense. I'm seeing players that usually don't communicate to one another communicate, which again, it's the small things that lead to success in a team sport. But shout out to Rude. I think um, to come in as the interim and to have the first two games that he has, I think that he's definitely shown that he's more than capable of being on the coaching staff. So hopefully when Amarum comes in, um, he chooses to have him stay because obviously we know that he's bringing in a few of his coaches as well too. So um, yeah, man, shout out to him. I guess I don't know, man. I feel like it's hard for me to say because I feel like both teams had chances to win the game. Um,
Yep.
from the United perspective, I just feel like Garnacho. I mean, you
Mm,
had just a hat trick of just like opportunities
yeah.
where I just felt like you make one of them that could potentially be the difference in the game. So, um, but good that he's getting into the game. I mean, I'm sorry, good that he's getting those opportunities in games. But yeah, man. I mean, obviously,
How about your captain at the
it
end of the
shows.
match?
Um, I mean, I again, like I thought he was. I think he was all right. I think everybody was all right. I don't think anybody was exceptional. I thought Casemiro. I'll be very honest with you. I love Casemiro, but I thought that was probably one of the worst performances he had. It was just it's just like these. There was one moment in particular where we're on the goal kick. Andre Onana passes him the ball, which
Hmm.
I'm like kind of I
It was
guess
already
yeah, it's
shaky where
already
he was
kind of
at.
like
Yeah.
especially where he was. His back was facing. He was facing Onana, so his back
Yeah,
is
his back was to
what I'm
the
saying.
pitch. Yeah.
His back is to the pitch, and it's just kind of like you're trying to nonchalantly pass it to your left foot to the outside back, and it's like I think one of your guys just picked it up, shot, and it went out for a goal kick. But it's like these are the moments where you really look and say maybe not so much for the here and now, but when this new guy comes in, like I don't know, man, it's really hard for me to see someone like him kind of being around long term. But he did his thing midweek. So shouts out to him. And yeah, man. I feel like we're in a good spot for United. I mean, to win midweek, to get that against to beat Leicester in the Carabao Cup, and then to come in and to play, in my opinion, probably one of the hottest teams in the Prem in terms of scoring. Definitely, like that you know you're what you're going to get offensively from Chelsea. I thought it was a pretty good showing, and I mean, I think we have one or two more games left until Amarom comes because they announced that he's going to take over November 11th. So yeah, so that's
11-11, make a
we
wish.
we play two home games, thankfully, against I can't even say this name. I'm not gonna. I can't.
PAOK.
PAOK. I was
Yeah,
gonna say
yeah.
Panathinaikos, but I don't think that this is them. So
No,
shout
I
out
don't.
to
Yeah,
PAOK. We'll see y'all on on Thursday, but and then we play Leicester at home. So two home games for Rude, and then it's funny. Amarum's first game is going to be Ipswich away, which is Kieran McKenna's team, ex United coach. So yeah, I mean, not really too much that I can say about the game, man. I felt like really showed where we are as a team. Defensively, obviously, we have our flaws. You guys do too. That's why I had you guys where I had you guys in your predictions. But I just feel
Crazy.
we're not too
You're
far
still
off.
crazy for that.
What's that? Well, I
But
mean, let's not spoil it. It's
yeah,
coming
no,
out,
yeah, no, you're nuts.
but no, I feel like we're not far off. If we can get someone in with ideas, you know,
You're always not
not far
far off.
off.
You're
We're
always
not far off.
You've been saying that for
that's
time. You've
been
been
you
saying that since Ola.
yeah, that's been
No,
you the
we're
United
not.
motto. We're
We're
not far off.
nah. Ole though, you guys knew. I wholeheartedly believe this, and I may have said this to Mike when we were in New York. If we had Jose with Ole's team, we would have won the league, bro, or
Possibly.
at least challenged City, 100.
Shoulda,
percent
coulda, woulda.
Nah, bro, it's just timing,
Yeah.
Shoulda,
man.
coulda,
That's what
woulda,
it is.
bro.
That's what it is in sports, man. Timing. Shout out to City though; they lost too, so you
Yeah,
know.
no, I actually, I did want to finish out our top four talk, but I wanted to make sure that we got to our team so we're able to have ample time to talk about it. But City, man, and shout out, we'll get to that in a second, but Bournemouth, that's another team that's here that's been tricky. They're kind of up there with that Brighton for me. Back to back, very, very massive wins against Arsenal and then Manchester City this past weekend, 2-1. Shout out Semenyo. He's balling this year. 4 goals, 1 assist in 10 matches in the Prem. 24-year-old Ghanaian boy. It's Africans to talk football. We gotta shout out our Africans. He is balling this year. He's really coming to his own player this year. He's very, very exciting to watch. And I didn't see the match, but I was just watching highlights a little bit earlier, and he had chances. He could have scored 2 or 3. Honestly, shout out to City's keeper because he was exciting the entire match. He was very dangerous, and this Bournemouth team at home is very, very scary. That's part of why I took what I took as my lock of the week this past week. But they've shown that they can win against very, very tough teams, and it's hard to score there. So shout out to Bournemouth. But do you see major worries for City?
I think if they need to reinforce in midfield, man. They need to reinforce in mid. I mean, obviously this situation. I don't know if you guys obviously you guys probably saw it, but they had what 13 available field players. Like this is the first
Yeah,
time ever in
yeah.
like the City area, at least in the modern era, that I've seen them in this position. Talk about being unlucky and timing because a lot of these guys. I mean, everybody was damn near out. So, um, but yeah, man, I think that they definitely need to get more center mids in because they don't have enough. I think Solo said it or last week, but Gundo just I don't know. I thought that he was gonna be like, oh, that's it. Like this is what's gonna win them the league, Gundogan. But it's like I don't know. You haven't really looked the way that you used to. De Bruyne is out, Rodri's out. Holland obviously needs the chances to score, but they're in an interesting spot. But shout out to Semenyo, like you said, man. His touch and finish on the goal he scored was
Crazy.
I like that technique. So shout out to him, man. He's from Ghana, right? Ghana
Hmm.
boy.
Yeah.
Eh,
This new era Ghana I mean, I know Mike said it, but this new era Ghana,
No, I
they
know.
got some. They got some. They just got to usher them in, bro.
That's why I say that. I say what I say, not to be disrespectful, but I just feel like Ghana to me, man, is like that. Especially now with the players that they have, they're definitely on paper like they have one of the best teams in Africa.
Hmm.
So just when you look at like all the players that they have, and sometimes it just doesn't click, or again timing. But yeah, they got a lot of attackers.
Hmm. Yeah,
So
no, there's definitely a lot of attacking talent coming out of Ghana right now. When you even when you just look across, the Premier League, not to mention
yeah,
the other leagues.
yep,
So yeah, it's very inspiring to see, and it's fun to see too. African players just have that flair to them. They're always exciting players to watch. And then just to close out, we got to talk about Liverpool. Another come from behind 2-1 win, and as is African soft football, we got to shout out Mohamed Salah, man.
yeah,
Game winner. Very, very great goal. I mean, it's such a banger. Takes it on the left foot and just top bins.
Best player in the league so far this year. He's all around like obviously we know what he could have brought, what he brings to the table in terms of his goals, but I just feel like it's been like a new dimension of his game this season. So shout out to Slot.
What is it? The fade?
What is it? I mean, is it the fade? Yeah, I don't know, bro.
What
Ever
is it? The
since then,
fade?
like, yeah, I just,
Bro, he got that fade. He acting totally
yeah,
different.
yeah, yeah. He's on his I don't know what he's
I
on.
don't know
Man.
what he on. His
Yeah,
hairline
I
looking
don't know what he's
crazy.
on.
He
Yeah,
he got to be going to HD.
nah,
He got to be going to HD.
hey, it's inspiring. I'll tell you that. It's inspiring. That's what it is for sure. But nah, definitely the best player in the Prem so far. The best player on the best team, man. So you got to give it to him, and I give it to coaching, man. Slot. This guy, this is the one thing I'll give him is he seems to be able to manage these guys. He can manage players. You don't really hear about too much like I don't know, like just I don't know drama or aside from him having to put his arm around Trent the first day.
I
Like
mean, they know he going to Madrid anyway next year, man.
nah, yeah, that's sold up. Yeah, Trent definitely going to Madrid. Hopefully Virgil leaves and Salah leaves, and then that will be the end of
Yeah, then he'll actually have to manage.
Yeah, then he'll have Darwin. Then you have Darwin. Shout out to Darwin though. Shout out to Darwin. I saw him. Darwin is always like I just feel like he's always like he has the best highlights for like almost getting his almost goals is like. Did you see the one that he had today? Like he gets past the one defender, it's on his right foot on the right side of the field. He like tries to curl it out. I'm like, man,
That's why every goal he scores is such a banger.
I don't know. I haven't
seen in between
score much this year, but Nunez, man, he's a funny dude, man. Now let's get into actually before we get into shout outs, lock of the week. Gabriel,
how
do we do, man?
Hey, listen, would have followed our locks of the week. We went our first 4-0 week. Everyone's locks hit.
Right.
So we would have parlayed those. Would have had a nice little payout today. Good picks, everybody. Looking forward to hopefully another successful week next week.
Yeah, most definitely.
The Max win.
I need the Max win.
That's
I
fun.
got the soundboard, but yeah, definitely. At the end of the year, I know I'll definitely come to collect because a lot of you guys have been making money off of me. So we'll talk. But shouts out, man. Shout out. I'll start real quick. Obviously the MLS playoffs have started here in the States. It's been, I don't know if you guys have been following, but it's been a wild weekend to say the least. Both teams in Ohio are out.
Yeah.
So shout out.
We lost today on Pens.
Yeah, and then we lost over the course of 2 legs. Won the first game 1-0, lost the second game 2-1, but yeah, man. And then also too, like teams like, LAFC lost just now 3-0 to Vancouver.
Crazy.
Yeah. 2 own goals. Two of the 3 goals scored were own goals. So
it's insane.
But it's interesting though, man, because I feel like this season, well, we know with Inter Miami, but Inter Miami, I didn't even know this, bro. I thought it was just 2 games, and then after the second game they went to penalties, but I guess there's a third game that you have to play because I think that they're tied.
Yeah, there's a third leg, I guess.
I'm like, that's ridiculous. Can you think what Messi's thinking? What do you think Messi's thinking? Like a third game? What?
Yeah, no,
you doing this the third time? Like, this is crazy.
Yeah, no, that's wild.
But no, man, it's interesting. Definitely because I think this is the first round. Maybe next week we can actually start talking about it a little bit more. But
Yeah.
If you're feeling adventurous, I don't know what the odds are now, but Inter Miami, future MLS Cups winners this year.
A lot of the top dogs are out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The top dogs are out.
I mean, they're the top dogs. And
Crew, I mean, yeah, they were the holders.
Quite frankly, I mean, the crew may be the best team. Are they the best team? I don't know.
I mean, I don't know, the way they just collapse like that. It's kind of,
I think on paper, they have the more
on paper, probably. Yeah. But Inter Miami is probably the best team.
Inter Miami has the best player, but Inter Miami also they
yeah, they're pretty. Everywhere else they're lacking.
Yeah, but Inter Miami they got the what's his name? What's the Real Madrid president's name?
Perez,
Florentino.
Yeah, you know how Real Madrid gets those random like VAR penalty.
Oh,
yeah. Just watch, man. Hey, I've been watching a lot. You know what I'm saying? Especially when Messi comes on. If you even look at him, foul. Outside of the box. Go back. 10 yards, 12 yards. Yeah. So shout out to the MLS guys, man.
That's like that Boondocks episode. That's like that Boondocks episode with Uncle Ruckus. Yeah, look at the white guy. Technical foul.
That's close. Yeah. It was right outside the box. Enjoy.
Oh, man. Oh, dead. I don't know. For me, I personally don't have any shout outs. My team sucks. So whenever my team sucks, we don't have a shout out. So.
My shout out for this week's got to be Semenyo, man. Shout out. He's been balling, bro. I've just been paying attention to him this year, and he's been really balling for real. I like his game.
Most definitely. Good episode, good week. We have 2 episodes actually dropping for you guys this week. So this one will obviously come out on its regular scheduled time. So tomorrow morning when y'all wake up, this will be there. And then stay tuned for the other one. But appreciate it.
Are we doing predictions?
Yeah.
Oh predictions. Yeah. We should.
You kind of started early a little bit with yours, so I guess you can go first.
Or we'll we see Chelsea. Is it home or away?
You tell me, good brother.
I really don't know. We see Chelsea away. Chelsea away. Stamford Bridge Sunday, 11:30. Marquee matchup of the weekend. I'm gonna go on record and I'm going to call a GRG. So my first GRG of the season. I will also give you guys an early sneak peek. This will be my lock of the week. Just want to put it in there. Put it up there. GRG, I'm calling it lock of the week. I'm calling it now.
I like this kid, bro. You know what I'm saying? I like this one.
That's funny. All right, well, I guess I'll go next. So we see FC Noah, Armenian team in the Conference League midweek on Thursday. I hope we get to see, Nkunku, Joao Felix, some of the guys that don't get to play during the Prem. And then, obviously, again at home, we see Arsenal on Sunday. It's going to be fireworks. I will agree with Gabriel, though. Arsenal somehow always manages to play us when they need a win, and that scares me. I'm not going to lie. We've been in a little bit of a weird form. We had a loss against Newcastle last week during the midweek to knock us out of a cup competition, draw against United. But honestly, I think being at home, we have the bridge behind us. I see we lead goals. I think it'll be 2-1. This will also be my lock of the week, so we won't be going 4-0, unfortunately, this week, because I directly think we're going to win. Cole Palmer, goal or assist.
Shout out Cole Palmer, man. He was cold today.
He was very. I didn't want to talk about it, but he was.
Yeah, we showed how to play against that. But no, I wanted to say earlier, I Nkuku not playing. I feel like he just doesn't want to take out Jackson or Palmer. That's what it comes
I
down.
don't I just truly don't understand it, man. It's not that I don't understand him not wanting to take out Jackson or Palmer. It's why do you only see him as a 9? Can he not play out of position for 10 minutes?
Yeah.
If you're gonna put on Mudryk for me, I think Nkuku can occupy that position as well. For me, it's just like put your best players on the pitch, bro. He's played the 10. He's played outside on the outside before.
Yeah.
Why can't he get 10 minutes? It don't make no sense to me, bro. It just doesn't. I don't see why he's not getting on the pitch in these big matches because for me, he's scoring in the other ones. So it's shown that he can potentially put in a shift. Mudryk, I know he's been doing his assisting. He did well this last whatever game, but I don't know, man. It's baffling to me. It really is. It's my biggest pet peeve with my manager so far. I can't get I can't see my man's on the pitch, bro. I want to see him.
Sancho is sick, right? You say that's why he didn't come.
Sancho is Sancho, bro.
Sancho, yeah. No, I remember.
That's not my guy. That's not my guy. Like
I remember those. He was sick. He's hungover. Yeah. So we play against PAOK on Thursday. I think that this will be our first win in the Europa League and all European competitions. It has to be.
Should be.
It
Better be. Sure.
I saw this article. I don't know if it's real or not, but from one of these top United accounts, it said that Omar Barada sees the Europa League as a realistic target for Almiron this year. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, winnable game there, and also a winnable game against Leicester at home. We got 2 games at home this week, so we got to take advantage, and hopefully we can have a good week before this new era starts in 2 weeks. So yeah, I'd see 2 wins there, definitely.
I forgot to go midweek. We play Inter, I think Tuesday. Away at Inter.
Where are you on the table?
We're 9th on the table, 2-1.
Oh, so you're good.
2 wins, 1 draw. Honestly, I'm cool getting a draw at Inter. If I'm being completely honest, it's gonna be tough. Yeah, I'd be cool with the draw. I'd rather get a win, but I'd be cool with the draw, 1-1. Get out of there, So
feel that. Good episode, guys. Like we said, lock of the week. We're 4-0, perfect. Hopefully, we can continue that. And yeah, appreciate everybody for tuning in. And as always, good luck to you in your future endeavors.